Now, if you're planning on road tripping this festive season, then make sure your car is in prime condition. The Automobile Association says this means going through some important vehicle checks before hitting the road. Here to tell us more about that is AA Spokesperson Layton Beard. Thanks so much for your time, Layton. And it's an important conversation that we usually take for granted as motorists across the country. But when planning for these road trips that we'll be taking to various provinces throughout the festive season, what are those important checks that motorists need to look out for?
First of all, thank you very much for speaking about this topic, which we think is obviously extremely important. Anybody who is going on a journey, on a holiday, and there are many people who, despite some of the financial problems and the issues around COVID, many people will still be going on holiday, we believe. It's important that you get your car in a safe condition. So that means the tires are not worn, they're in a good condition, and you've checked them, and any tires that need to be replaced have been replaced. The windscreen is in a good condition, both front and back. The windscreen wipers are in a good condition. The motor itself is in a sound mechanical condition. If it needs to be serviced, you've serviced that vehicle. If that vehicle needs to be serviced before you go on holiday, we advise that you do that as per the manufacturer's recommendations. The interior of the vehicle is clean because that always makes it easier for a driver. It's better to drive a clean car than a car that isn't, that's dirty. The exhaust is clean. Everything on that car is as it should be, and is not in any mechanical or any physical damage. So in other words, the tires, the spare tires, everything is working properly. And equally, if you're towing another vehicle like a caravan or a trailer, everything on that vehicle has also been checked. So you've checked the tires on your trailer, and you've checked the axles, and you've checked that the electrical connections are working properly. So it's a question of making sure that when you get into that vehicle, it's safe for you to go on your journey, and it's going to be safe enough to bring you home again. So very critical that you perform all of these checks before you leave.
One thing that people don't really realize, Layton, including myself until very recently, is the fact that if your tires are worn, they actually are very dangerous, particularly for us now because we've got such wet weather. The grip is not great, and there's a higher risk of getting into an accident.
Yes. I think what you're referring to there is aquaplaning, and that's extremely difficult, extremely dangerous. So, a lot of people forget about their tires, and they don't worry about them. I'm still driving, it's all fine, nothing's going to happen. No, that tire is dangerous not only to yourself, but it's dangerous to other road users as well, to people who are walking, to motorcyclists or people on bicycles, and to other cars. So it's essential that you have your tires checked, and if they are worn, there is no way around that. You have to replace that tire. It is a critical piece of safety, critical safety piece on a vehicle. You've got this much between yourself and the surface of the road at any given time. And if that tire is not in good shape, in good condition, you run the risk that it could blow. And for us, that's obviously extremely worrying. So yes, please check your tires. If they're worn, get them replaced. And don't forget to check the spare tire as well. And we get a lot of questions about how much must I inflate my tires? What's the safe way, or what's the safe number that I need to inflate my tires to? Well, you need to check your owner's manual, and you need to check in the side of the driver's door. There's also a grid there, but the manufacturer gives you an indication of what the inflation of that vehicle must be, of that tire must be, and you must follow the manufacturer's recommendations.
What about preparedness for emergencies that may occur while we're on the road? So a tire puncture, for example, or the gearbox breaks down. How do we prepare for that, Layton? And also the services that we can approach, insurance companies, associations like yourselves, to assist with those emergencies?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to prep for a long journey, or the best way to prep for an emergency, is obviously have AA membership. And, we would encourage people to visit the AA's website at www.aa.co.za or to download the AA mobile app, and you'll get all the details you need there. And obviously, if you're in an emergency, we're the click of a button away, and you can summon us to come and assist you. So that obviously for us is a very critical piece of safety equipment that you have with you in the vehicle. So you don't use your cell phone, but you keep it in your vehicle just for emergencies. What we've seen over the last couple of days, for instance, at Van Reenen's, a lot of people are concerned about what's going to happen to them if they go on a long journey and they're stuck in that type of situation. So it's always best to take some warm clothes with you, maybe a blanket or two in a vehicle. It's also always best to have something to snack on, like a snack bar or something small that you can put in a Tupperware just in case, and obviously water. So these are the types of things we tell people to put in their vehicles, especially if they're going on a route that may be closed because of bad weather, and these things happen, or there is a flash flood that happens on a specific route and you're stuck in traffic and you can't go either way until it's been sorted out. So it's always best to have that with you. And obviously you need to have the emergency equipment that's in the vehicle when you purchase. You need an emergency triangle. You need equipment to help you change the tire if it is blown. So you do need that type of equipment. But again, I would urge anybody, if they are concerned about that, AA membership is probably the best piece of safety equipment you can have with you wherever you go.
Layton Beard, AA spokesperson, many thanks for your time this morning. Layton highlighting some safety measures you can take when hitting the road this festive season, making sure your car is clean, having good tires, as well as other measures you can take to ensure that yourself and your family are traveling safely this festive season.